90 hip stretch. Setting up the legs in a bit of a 90-90. We may or may not be able to fully access this position. I know sometimes it's really tight for me. So if you have to bring it a little bit closer than 90 degrees, that's totally fine. It's typically called like a shin box. So setting up in what feels like our 90-degree setup, both knees bent at 90. I'm gonna place my hands behind me for a little bit of support, and I'm gonna think about pressing actively. This is a 90-90 mobility exercise, setting up both legs at 90 degrees. We may or may not have access to this in our hips, which is totally fine. So if you're set up a little bit less than 90 degrees, that's fine, a little bit more of a shin box. We're also gonna do it more supported. So the hands behind us, in this case, both legs bent at 90 degrees. I am going to think about, on this opposite leg, kind of trying to press my knee into the ground just a little bit, and then I'm going to elevate this knee, in this case my right knee, off the ground, okay? And as soon as I kind of get to that spot where I can't keep going without this knee tagging along, I'm gonna elevate the knee and kind of go to the other side. So I'm doing this with support, my hands on the ground supporting me, same thing. Now I'm gonna kind of press into the ground with this knee and elevate my left knee until I feel like I've reached my end point. And then I'm gonna have the other knee tag along for the ride. So going back and forth in the 90-degree setup, just kind of working the hip in different ranges of motion, internal and external rotation, and just feeling good and getting a stretch. You might even feel that on the front of the leg and the hip flexor. So we're going back and forth, and once you find your spot on one side, you can even add a little bit of a forward fold. And you don't need to go all the way to the ground, just go to what feels comfortable to you. So working 90-90, keeping the knee grounded as you elevate, and then go to the other side. This can move as slow as you need it to go, and just go back and forth and breathe throughout.